We've done a lot of research on offense. Obviously, we research teams that run similar schemes that we run. We had Texas A&M and Clemson come visit us. I think that's pretty well documented. On defense, obviously with transition of staff, we want to be a quarters team, and Coach Ash has an extensive background, but we haven't stopped there. We keep adding. Coach Giano was actually here today, a great friend of mine, and he's spent some time with me about defense. And so, yeah, we've done a lot. This is a great time of year to really study the game, and I think we've done a good job. So now we got to see improvement on the field. That probably would take a day, maybe 2 days to work on Navy in the spring. If not, we're going to have to work a lot in the fall. So haven't made that decision yet. Cardell's running with the ones right now. JT had a better day. Didn't start off real well, but finished pretty well. And then obviously Braxton stands right behind him and gets all the mental reps like Kenny Guyton used to last year. So, but Cardell, I'm not. I mean, you talk about a changed guy. He was a guy that couldn't get out of his own way a couple years ago, and then now he's starting to see the progress in the classroom and acting like, you remember the famous tweet or whatever, it's a different guy, which had to be a different guy, he wouldn't be here. Well, I think, I just go back and the day we walked off the field of the Orange Bowl to now, I'm the kind of person that, we don't blame and complain and defend, and, we call it BCD. There's not a whole lot of BCD around here. We got to find out what the issue is and fix it. And obviously there's some issues. And the common, if you're blame and complain, you're going to blame players and blame coaches. We don't do that. We try to find out the issue and fix the issue. Obviously, if you got insubordination or bad people, you got to eliminate things, but we don't have that here. And so and this is kind of deep stuff. I actually talked about it at the coaches thing, the State Coaches Association. I got to make sure that we're clarity of purpose of culture here at Ohio State, and it's not scared of making a mistake. It's not the timid. It's a very aggressive approach to everything we do. We go block punts. You know what? We're going to run into a punter once in a while. We try to score a lot of points. We on defense, we don't play defense the way I want it played. I want an aggressive defense and not worried about things. And every once in a while you might give up a big play. That's much more appealing to me than that just when you watch them just giving up yards. I want to create issues for the offense. So I want to make sure the culture is clear. And to say that, and I put that on myself, I want to make sure there's clarity of purpose at Ohio State, so we spend a lot of time on that. On Bell going down really hurt us. He'll be back. I mean, it's not ACL, it's MCL. And, you just got to get all your moving parts. There's going to be certainly some freshmen coming in and get in the mix right away. Eric Smith and some of those kids, just because we don't have the numbers back there yet.
Second row, David.
The guy that stepped up, excuse me, 1 second, the guy that is playing 4 to 6 seconds, is a kid named Darren Lee. I have no idea what he's doing, and he has no idea probably what he's, but I don't care. That's the thing. I want to make sure that culture's out there. You're not being graded on if the kid knows what he's doing right now. What you are being graded on as a unit leader and as a coach is, will the kid play as hard as he possibly can? There's never been a team in 27 years of coaching that I've seen the team that didn't play the hardest didn't win that game. And lack of execution and lack of technique you can overcome that with incredible effort. You can't overcome lack of effort with great technique. That doesn't happen. Well, Taylor Decker he's a product of culture. There's a line coach here at Ohio State that developed a culture in an offensive line room. That every day that, to say Taylor Decker, and this is not being the toughest guy in the world when he came here, no. But you sit in that meeting room with this line coach and with those 4 guys that just left. Same with Reed Fragel. Reed Fragel was a third-string tight end that didn't play at all. Now all of a sudden he's playing pro football. How'd that happen? It's because there was a culture developed in an offensive line room. And so Taylor Decker so far has been, he's really grown into a very good player. I'm going to do it every year because I just think it's priceless for a player to get a rep in front of 50, 60, 70,000. If I was at a school where you get 400 people, yeah, you might, because what are you really getting? I just think you find out about a Dontre Wilson, you find out about Raekwon McMillan, Johnny Dixon, some of these kids that come on, how they perform when the lights go on. And at a place like Ohio State where you get a good crowd, I mean, even if I got to go a couple of times we've had like one line go both ways and all that, but we'll always, as long as we can, we'll always have a spring game. Darren Lee is one of them. That's a good question. Darren Lee is one for sure. Raekwon's doing pretty good. What you do is you study what they do well, and they study what we do well, and you try to clinic each other a little bit. For example, I thought Clemson did a good job with their jet series, and that means that sending Sammy Watkins in motion and the threat of a jet sweep, especially with a kid like that, is, and we got some guys who can run. So we're just trying to, how they timed it up, how they utilize the jet motion and the play action off it, those kind of things.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Appreciate it.